Shouldn't be all gray. Yep, see, it exploded. Dang it. Well, we just need a little bit. How would Bob Ross do it?
Oh my God.
Little bit of this, little bit of that. Mix them all together, and what do you get?
Happy little accident. I've seen it all, man.
Here at Hammer Fab, we like to keep things as organized as possible. So usually on one of our builds, we'll have one or two of these carts with a cover on it to keep the dust off of all the parts. And then we sort everything out into totes, bins. We bag and tag everything. So right now I'm looking for the interior door handles for the Barracuda. I just need one so that we can crank the windows up and down. So now what we're trying to do is just clean the windows, clean the window tracks, get all the sand, blasting dust and everything out of there. We've already blown it out really good, but just want to clean it better and re-lube the tracks and make sure the windows are going to work really well before we put the door panels back on. So you can already hear all the sand. Ugh. So we're gonna have to get the air gun involved and blow some of that off and wipe it and blow it and wipe it. Initially I thought that these door panels came off of these cars, but this is actually part of the door structure. So you can't take any of this stuff off to get in there. Basically the glass has to come out from the top, the mechanism probably from this hole here. But we're not taking all that apart. We're just trying to blow all the sand and grit and grime out of the functioning parts like the latch, the handles, the window tracks. All right, we got some PB blaster. Well, actually they just call it blaster. Garage door lubricant. This is what I'm gonna put on the window tracks. Extreme pressure agents can make it a suitable replacement for grease. Rollers, springs, hinges, door tracks, cables, bushings, bearings, window tracks. See, window tracks right there. Just in case anybody's wondering. I did order the wiring harness with the power window option just in case later on down the line I want to upgrade when I get old. Can't crank the windows anymore. Just hit a button. But for now, I want to live the dream. I want to cruise in a muscle car with crank up windows. This is pretty fast actually, like 1, 2, 3 and you're done. All right, that's feeling pretty good. Oh, there's so much grit in there. Dang, I can't even get that one to move. That's good enough for now for that. Look at that. Look at that chrome shine up. It looks like brand new almost. Okay, now we gotta do the same thing to the quarter glass. You hear that grinding? It just doesn't sound right. All right, so that's the first step, is trying to get it loose. If you can't get it loose, you gotta blow it, blow it, blow it, wiggle it, blow it, and then eventually get to the point where you can operate it. New Relics does make power windows for the front doors, but not the quarter windows. If I was gonna do power windows, that's who I would go with, because they make some pretty nice stuff. All right, now this one should be pretty easy to get to lube, because I can see where the gear's rubbing in there. I can see the roller and the track down here that it's riding on. All that stuff is pretty much bone dry right now. So this should get significantly better when I do a few little things here. Window lubrication, check. All right, so we got some boxes of Vibro solutions. So Vibro Solutions is a sound dampening product slash heat reduction product that you can put in your classic car. You can use it for car audio type stuff. It's really good stuff. Sold right here, well, warehouse right here in Austin, Texas. These guys got a really nice product. So comes in a nice package. They've got different thicknesses. The one we're gonna start with is the 2mm thickness. It's butyl with self-adhesive backing. Well, the butyl is the adhesive, and then the top has a thin layer of aluminum, which helps with heat barrier. So we're gonna install some of this inside the quarter panels, the doors, the back of the firewall, the trunk, and eventually the whole floor. Probably the back of the package tray, since we're gonna be putting some sound dampening in there. Pretty much everywhere we can put this stuff, we're gonna put it. So what you do is you start out with the 2mm thickness, usually, and then there's a 5mm, and then we have some foam stuff here that we'll break out later. So we're gonna put this stuff in the quarter, a little bit of it inside the quarter panel on the inside of this skin. I just wanna try and kill some of that tinniness that's in the metal. All right, let's go. And first thing we gotta do is crank the window up, and then we gotta make sure that we can get this thing in there. So you can't just go in there like that. I don't know if we can go in there like that. I mean, I'm probably just gonna have to fold this thing up, get it in there. And I think what I'm gonna do is just peel the backer off once I get it in there. I'm gonna unfold it all the way first. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna peel it off. I'm gonna start at the top, peel it down about halfway, quarter of the way, and then it gets really sticky after that. I'm gonna try and put this right up here in the main section of the quarter panel, and you gotta kind of feel around now and get it so that it's laying flat. Now you do gotta be careful using your hands that you don't slice your fingers on the edges, because that thin aluminum is really sharp. All right, so that's stuck down there at the top now. Now I gotta reach up behind there and pull the rest of the adhesive back off. And now we're gonna work it from the center down and then out. And there's your backer. And then we're just gonna spend some more time in there pushing that down. Now you can use a little roller, which I have. I'll go grab in a minute, to press that down a little bit, because it's hard to get in there by hand. But this one, it's a little bit more of a thud over here now. That side's a little echoey. Can you tell the difference? All right, so this is the kind of roller you want to get. It's got a little rubber wheel on there, so it won't leave gouges on the outside of your panel if you push too hard accidentally. So now, if we were doing a high-end full build here at Hammer Fab, we typically would put this Vibro mat every single square inch that we could get it. Instead of just putting a patch in there, like, we would take the time and put it everywhere, because that's going to make it a really nice experience in the end. So I'm just going to lightly put some pressure on this to stick it down good. We'll be able to see this process a little better on the outside. All right, that one's stuck down good enough. It's not going anywhere. Youngins, if you guys want to get a job in a hot rod shop, a good way to do that is to get good at the simple things. Learn how to put some Vibro solutions on a car without messing up the outer skin, without messing up the paint job. Learn how to do it in a timely manner. You'll already have a job. And then if you can get your foot in the door and do those things really well, well, guess what? There's other things all around us that are more advanced, more fun, but you'd be surprised how many people don't even know how to do that and do it right the first time. All right, next. Now we're gonna make a little pattern for these areas here. Basically what I wanna do is make a piece that kind of fits down in here. So I'll show you a little trick that I learned for making patterns. So I've got some of this roll of vinyl mask here. It's very low tack. Just gonna peel off a section of it. Ow! Oh! All right, so had a little incident there and got my masking paper all messed up. Stuff sticks really good to itself. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this basically all right, I'm just going to quickly draw a line here where that recessed area is. It don't have to be perfect, because it really all boils down to how good you can cut the Vibro. All right, so I just made a quick little pattern. This is the shape that we're going to cut out of the Vibro. Well, we're going to have to do it out of two pieces because it's longer than parts that they offer. All right, get you some junk scissors. Cut this stuff out with some scissors right on your pattern. All right, so now we're gonna peel that off. I don't think I'm gonna be able to reuse that, because the other side's gonna be a mirror image anyways, so. But that's a pretty quick way of getting a kind of accurate template. All right, now we're gonna install it. The only thing I didn't account for was the hole for the thing there, but you can see, you know, how that's gonna fit in there. Let me puncture a hole for this. I did bring my X-Acto knife over, so see what I did is I just pushed on it a little. Now you can see exactly where that needs to get cut out. So I'm gonna make it plenty big so that we don't have to do it twice. Kids at home, go buy a model car kit and learn how to do these things. You learn how to use an X-Acto knife without cutting your face off, and learn how to paint rattle can and use glue, and how to build things nicely. It's a test of your patience and endurance too. See if you can make it to the end. Right? It seems like that was just something that like I wanted to do as a kid, but nowadays like that's a struggle.
It really is. Trying
to build something and sit there and pay attention to it for hours on end. I would rather huff the glue and learn that than everybody's worried about huffing the glue. Like just
I know you're a glue sniffer.
Just do something, you know? Yeah. Get out there and do something, learn how to be good at something. It's very rewarding actually. Like if you can make something with your hands and do it well, it's actually a lot of fun. And you can get paid to do it. I'm not getting paid to do this one, but.
Full disclaimer.
Okay. This is like an adult-sized model car. We're just putting all the details in it. I know grown men that have a business modifying Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
And they make a lot of money doing it. Yeah. I bought one. I paid like, I don't know what it was, $250 or something for a modified Hot Wheels because it looked so cool.
I'm in the same boat as you. We got more than I'd like to admit.
See, if you just rip it off real quick, it gets all of it off of there. I'm just gonna do around this one real quick, just so it looks nice. I'm just gonna stick this on the back side, just use it up so I don't end up throwing it away. Oh, big difference there. Little difference. Oh yeah, I started putting this on already.
I realized.
We'll have plenty of opportunities to see Vibro going on. All right, so now in a situation like this, you can count the little squares, kind of. So there's like 4 rows of squares. So now you can easily just take it off and cut this into rows of 4. It's a nice thing about the little lines. I'm gonna start putting some across there. We can get some bigger sheets involved here. We're just gonna do the whole sheet. All right, so we got the rear seatbelt holes down here, so we got to make sure that we trim around those so we can put the seatbelts back. I'm just gonna put this one right here because it fits pretty good in between the tub and the center brace. And I wanna get this edge stuck down first. And then I might have to slit it there just to get it to do what I want. So I'd rather get all of this stuck down evenly first and then start slowly working this down into that pocket. That's a really deep pocket. Powder coating's ready. Let me get this piece in there and then we'll go get those. We're at High Point Powder Coat. We're gonna pick up some parts for the slowback Barracuda. Cool, thank you, man. I appreciate you getting that done. You been following along the Barracuda build or anything?
I've not had a chance to follow anything lately. I've been running 1,000 miles an hour.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
We'll see you next time.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Just got back from High Point Powder Coat. They do a great job. We're not gonna get that put in today, but next time we're gonna have a rear end installed, 4-link suspension, axles, brakes, wheels. We got everything we need to put the back together and the gas tank. We're still waiting on front suspension, but yeah, we made a lot of progress today. Got the Vibro solutions in. So I've got a show I've got to go to for a couple of weeks. So basically we're gonna have a little downtime on this project until then. So when I get back though, the suspension parts should be here. We'll get that stuff welded up, fit to the car, welded, and then we'll be back in business. We still got plenty of time to make it to the Hot Rod Power Tour. So until next time, we'll see you later.